and I have my woats.
Good.
And if I can clean my glasses off, I can actually see what I'm looking at.
See your notes.
Gotta have notes for the woats.
Yes, since you have to, steer this pig.
I don't steer nothing. Everything's all loaded up. I came in here before and loaded everything up, and that's when I was like, I don't have my headphones. So I got all my news loaded up. I got my opening fill loaded up. Make sure I'm on the right microphone and everything, because I think I am. I think I'm on the right microphone. It sounds right, doesn't it?
Way, yes.
Okay. So
it would appear.
So we have everything ready to go for 466.
Yes. All right, let's see.
What up, Nipsey?
And Nipsey's here, so that's all
That was official. We got coffee, we got water, we got Nipsey. It's a thing.
It's a show now.
Yes, a Monday live day show. We're going back to Sundays next week.
Yes.
The only reason we went on Monday, yes, I get holidays from time to time. Not all the time, time to time.
I get all of them.
You get all of them.
I get them from every country, from every religion. I get every holiday.
Yes, every day is retirement day.
Straight.
So did you see what's over my head?
I did, yes, but nobody else did.
Well, I posted it. I don't know if everybody
they will
saw
see
the
it when I
posting.
let them see the screen.
Yep.
What's up, Ken?
What's up, Ken?
We got peoples.
So,
Peoples in
What?
your mouth.
why waste time? I have my circle bottle for water,
Nice, nice.
and I have a pineapple coconut flavored thing for it.
You could just say pina colada. It's not copywritten.
It's non-alcoholic. It's water.
Yes. East boats.
Hi, Sarah. Sorry about your Vikings yesterday.
Yeah, John was not happy, and then he posted about it and said, "Don't you dare."
They didn't
to
just
me.
they didn't just shit the bed. They diarrheaed all over it.
Yep. I said, "Do not talk to me about the pain of watching your team lose."
Yeah. I didn't have that yesterday. My team actually clinched a playoff spot for the first time in 6 years.
The worst things the Jets have ever given me is hope.
Yep.
But anyway, are you ready?
That's being a New York fan. I feel the same way with the Mets. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, then I'm gonna bring you in and give you a 5 in Shri. Who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you a fresh in peace, indigenous hip hop, a pizza pop up, a new reality show, a look back at the year that was, and a visit from our friend Lion. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
All you kids want to know and shit.
Street now.
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback himself, James Robbins.
A pleasant good morning to everybody. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 466. A happy new year to everybody. I hope you celebrated properly and safely. And proper. What is that, Hammer? Proper. Your two favorite idiots coming back in 2023 to bring you everything that we've done for the last, almost 9 years. So, it is Bill up in New York. It is Jamie down in Virginia. How was your New Year's celebration, my friend? Good morning.
It was Columbia. You know, it was okay.
It was okay.
It was not as good as my eldest child's. We sat here. It was my wife, myself, my youngest, and his girlfriend, and we just sat around and played games. And I drank fancy rum. And my eldest, screw it, I'm gonna say his name, Ian. He's not listening, so he doesn't know I'm talking about him. Ian decided he would travel 3.5 hours up to DC to spend New Year's Eve with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic.
That is a great New Year's Eve,
That
man.
is how you bring in the new year, with George on his farewell tour, and he was right up against the stage.
Ian was an atomic dog for one
He
night.
was.
Very nice. I got a little bit belated, but I got one of the greatest Christmas presents I ever got. If you
You
can
did?
see over my head, this is an actual wood burned from my soon-to-be daughter-in-law,
Yeah.
who got the picture
see if
from
I
our
can-
logo.
Yeah, how about we do this? Blow.
And here, let me see if I can't take it down
So will you.
and show it a little bit better.
I have seen that logo before.
That is all hand done.
Yes, that is very well done.
The shading on the Mr. TBT, that's all dots. I think she said there were 700 dots in the M alone.
That's entirely
So
too many
I
dots.
can't even imagine how long it took to do this. But
Probably when the
Needless-
mug came out.
needless to say, I was incredibly touched when I received it. And as you can
With the
see
Horton
now,
Pet Shop?
right? We're not doing that again. Didn't we learn from that a few years ago?
We never learned.
Weren't we called on the carpet for that a couple of years ago? Anywho,
Nobody taught us. That was the problem.
that's the problem. I got to make sure I can't go through life with my TBT crooked.
And I will have a new TBT item coming soon. It is on the horizon, coming from New Jersey.
I saw the videos, man. I am so jealous.
That's going to be, and it will, of course, be featured here as soon as it.
Yes. You're going to hang it up behind your head like I did this?
I may take my green screen down and put it on the wall back there.
You
I
know
may
what?
do that because I don't have room on the floor for more stuff.
Yeah, right. So we'll I can't wait to see that finished product's going to be something.
It is. Finished products coming.
2022 is a finished product, so we'll be reviewing that, and we're going to announce our artist of the year. We had a little bit of debate about the artist of the year,
did.
and then we came to a consensus last night at about 10:30,
Somewhere around there, yeah.
somewhere around there.
And I will tell you that Rye had very much input on us changing our minds.
Yes, as part of the conversation.
Yes.
You told me how that happened, and I said, you know what? She's right.
Yep.
Because we were going to make a very controversial choice for the artist of the year.
We were,
And
and we had reasoning.
we had reason.
It wasn't
We had
just
reason.
Shock value or anything, but
No, because I'm not a big fan of shock value type stuff anyway.
we're not the morning show. We're not shock jocks here.
No. I will say I had a very low-key New Year's Eve. I didn't go see George Clinton.
I didn't either.
I didn't drink fancy rum and play games. The IT department was not feeling very well, so we decided to eschew all of our other plans because it's more important for me to make sure she's feeling okay.
Well, yes.
So we stayed at home on the couch and watched Top Gun Maverick,
Nice. So
which actually was very good.
you watched the greatest Star Wars feature of the year then?
It was very much like Star Wars.
It was.
Very much like, and I said that to her as we were watching it.
Yeah.
I said, it's so funny because I said, okay, now this is the point where the Millennium Falcon's going to come in, and there's Hangman. And I was like, yeah, it's Star Wars with Navy jets. It really was.
I quite enjoyed it, but we had watched 'cause we have the Regal
Yeah.
thing, so we go to whatever, and we saw that one was coming out, so we watched the original the day before saw the new one. So that one kind of added to it. The
I
original
have
Top
to
Gun, not the original Star Wars.
Yeah. I have to say, brilliant casting, because Miles Teller looks like Anthony Edwards Jr. in that movie.
Yes. Yes.
So, really, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. We also, I told you we went and saw Violent Night, right, for Christmas Day?
No, I told you how much I enjoyed it. You said you were thinking about it. You didn't tell me that you ended up going.
Yes, we ended up going. We were originally, yes, we always go and have the hibachi, but we were originally going to go see Babylon. Babylon didn't start until 3 in the afternoon. Babylon is 3 hours and 9 minutes long. I'm not going to see Babylon, and I'm not going to see Avatar because I can't stay awake that long.
Yeah,
I am going to be 53 years old this year.
I was going to see Babylon yesterday, and I end up finally seeing Wakanda Forever instead.
Okay.
Just because of that, I was going to miss the Jet game, which we don't even want to talk about that. I would have missed the Jet game.
Well, the Jets missed the Jet game too, so
had I gone to see Babylon, I would have missed the Jet game.
you probably would have done yourself a favor. But they were still, as of yesterday, they were still alive, so I can understand why.
Yeah, but now they have eliminated themselves. So anyway, sorry, Violent
Yes.
Night.
Violent Night was actually very good, I thought. Violent Night was, it's one of those movies I always say was, it's a lot like Purple Rain to me. It was 10 times better than it had any right to be.
Yes. Well, so essentially you've just seen Die Hard, but with Santa Claus. So now you don't need to see Die Hard.
Kind of, sort of, I guess. And no Alan Rickman falling off a big building.
Yeah, no, but you had John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo was pretty nasty in this movie, I will say that. All I could think of was, isn't he the little thing from Ice Age?
Yes, and
Yes.
he's the clown from Spawn.
And he was also in Moulin Rouge. But he's in everything.
And John Wick.
I've never seen any of the John Wick movies.
Okay, those I will recommend.
So, you're the
they-
second person that said that to
They
me.
are, okay, there's no major story that you have to pay attention. It's a shoot up, beat 'em ass movie. But
And a guy who really likes his dog, right?
Yes, but you got to find out why.
Well, I'm in on anybody who loves dogs.
Yes.
So, and the only reason I said anything about that is because there was a poster for John Wick 4 in the theater when we went to go see Violent Night, and I said, it's funny, I've never seen any of the John Wick movies. I'm gonna have to
Nipsey
actually.
says, John Wick, good fun. Sarah said he's good in John Wick.
Who, the dog? Dogs are good in everything.
Dogs, yes. No, but Keanu is like master of like 37 different martial arts in real life. Mm-hmm. So all the moves and stuff that he does he actually does the stunts because he knows the actual movements.
It doesn't shock me. Keanu's a really, really cool. Oh, John Leguizamo's good in John Wick. Okay, so
Yes, he is.
Those are on my list of movies to see this year. I finally got my Godfathers out of the way last year, so I will see those. I'll see the John Wick movies. The other ones I have never seen, and people look at me like I have three heads when I say it. Never seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies.
It's just a lot of walking. You're safe there.
Yeah, I read the books when I was in school.
Yeah.
Loved the books.
Now the movies, even the trees walk in the movies. So it's
Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. We were laughing about that last week.
about Frank's screenplay.
Before we have to talk any more about Frank's screenplay, shall we get into what we're here
Should,
for?
yes. I've already got to edit a ton. We've just
Hip hop headlines this week. A few pieces of that. If all goes well, we'll have a special presentation. So Woo News is going to be pushed to the side. They're all still celebrating Happy Woo Year anyway, so we'll give them another week to recover.
If our special guest doesn't show up, then we're just going to bullshit about movies for the Woo News segment because I didn't want to do this week.
Nice. We're going to go with with a one and done, which I honest to God thought we had done in the past.
And it is possible, and I was thinking about it. It may have been back in our pre-music days
Might have been, yeah.
because I was trying. And I was like, I know that we
We
probably
talk
did it.
about this all the time,
We do.
but because we wonder where the second part of the second name went half the
Yeah.
time. But that's fine. A record of the week and the new artist of the month for January of 2023. Going to have a nice little tie-in. Not a nice little tie-in,
No.
but a tie-in to the hip hop headline segment. We will announce the artist of the year, which the notes have to change because we still have the old one on there, and I gotta remember that.
Yeah, I'll send you the new.
We're gonna have an old of the new to start this year too, which
We
is
are. And
really
that
really cool.
comes to us
By-
from our special guest.
Presentation. So we will get into that. We'll do a Bill Reed's lyrics, of course. Talk about what we're going to do for Fresh Flicks. I don't know if we're going to have much of a fungible football league update because the games are still going.
And the best part is it comes down to tonight in teams that play each other.
Yes, Yeah.
I was gonna switch my quarterback, so that didn't happen.
No, this is perfect,
Yes,
man.
but I left it. I said,
I love the head-to-head thing.
Yes.
So good luck to you, my friend.
And to you.
Thank you. All we know is that the championship's going to stay with the show this year,
Yes,
which is a good thing. And that reminds me, I'm going to start every now and then just rambling off pet peeves of mine.
Oh no, not that.
People who abbreviate championship as a chip.
I've never seen that. I've heard ship.
No, I see chip all the
Yeah,
time.
no, I believe you. I've heard ship, and I'm okay with that.
I want to take a rusty skate blade and slice your throat if you abbreviate it as chip. And unfortunately, a good friend of ours was doing that.
You do know that you've been thrown off of Facebook for threatening a stink bud. Now you're going to actually physically threaten people, and you think we're not going to get kicked off?
Dude, if they haven't kicked us off for any of the Bill Reed's lyrics segments, they're not kicking me off for that. So, no, the videos get banned because some person in Malaysia recognizes a song and reports us. But other than that, no. But if you say chip instead of championship because it's SHIP, not CHIP, then you need to have an umbrella shoved up your ass and opened.
What if you spell it CHIP, but you pronounce it ship? Then what?
No. No, if you're too lazy to say championship, then you haven't earned a championship.
Well, most people who say that aren't in it, so.
Yeah, well, that's my cranky old man segment for maybe that'll be the new segment since we're eliminating one at the end of the show this year. I'll do my George Carlin free-floating hostility. It will be 52 things during the course of the year that Bill is either tired of or pissed at. Nice mug, by the way. Shall we get going? I went with the Razzmatazz today, but
Because the logo is behind you.
because the logo is behind. Twice the logo is behind me. There's some Inception shit going on here. If I hold this up right next to our logo, next to me, with it in the back and on the wood thing, that is some Inception level bullshit. All right, brother, let's do this for 2023. Would you please hit me with a little of that Triple H?
Yay.
This is hip hop rocks, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Is it a new year? It's your turn.
It is a new year. It is my turn. It is a new year, and it is my turn. And how else would we start a new year but with a fresh and peace? A lot of people passed away in the last year of 2022, one of which was hip-hop affiliated. All hip-hop brings us this, but it was everywhere. I saw it this morning on the New York Post and everything. And we have talked about this group on multiple occasions because we kind of lumped them in with Bone. The 3-6 Mafia have reportedly lost Gangsta Boo. Gangsta Boo, pioneering rapper, member of Mafia, passed away on New Year's Day, Sunday. Rumors online suggest she was found deceased on her porch. No cause of death has been confirmed. 43 years young.
That was the crazy thing. 43 found dead on her porch. I mean, like Coolio, was it Coolio who went to the bathroom and basically didn't come back? And now she's
pretty much
just on her porch, 43 years old. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean that's
with no apparent cause.
That just sounds
there
like
will be, I'm sure, a cause release, but
yeah, sure.
No obvious cause.
No, and the medical person in me when I first read that was like, that's some kind of an aneurysm that nobody ever saw, and just bang. 43 years old. Deep up with just a picture of Gangsta Boo. Didn't put anything in the cat.
Stop.
Oh.
We completely lost you.
Better now?
No.
And then I'm not better now?
Now you're better.
Okay,
I
good.
don't know what happened.
Yeah, I just saw the little thing pop up that said that we had a bad connection there for a bit. But it sounds better now.
Okay. So after the
Okay, so
aneurysm,
3.
Parker.
Yes.
Three. Who's your mama?
An announcement came DJ Paul on Instagram. Just put up a picture of her. No caption or anything. Instead, just simply shared a photo of her behind the wheels on a turntable deck. And, she was also recently in Marriage Boot Camp, the hip hop edition, with her former boyfriend, Emmett. She collaborated with Run the Jewels on a song called "Walking in the Snow" on Run the Jewels 4. So
Yeah, Gangsta Boo is a name outside of 3-6. I mean, she made her own lane. She kind of like Eve, where Eve was the first lady of the Rough Riders, but then Eve separated herself and became just Eve. It didn't have to be. Oh yeah, she's over the Rough Riders. Gangsta Boo did the same thing. She separated herself from 3-6 and stood on her own.
So apparently she's had substance abuse issues in the past. She was when she was on Marriage Boot Camp. They actually talked about it. She actually came at the doctor on that show off the show and said, there's a better way to do that. I don't know if he's just a doctor on TV or if he's a real doctor, but yeah, it's sad. 43 years old is way too young. If it's substance abuse, then substance abuse is a terrible, terrible thing. Get help. That's all we can say. Don't be afraid to ask for help. That's the big thing. Yeah. If it's not substance abuse and it's just something medically, then
if it
just terrible thing.
Substance abuse caused a medical issue that she was unaware of.
Either way, which is a very big possibility too. But either way, Gangsta Boo from 3-6 Mafia. I still can't believe dead at 43. That's one of the younger ones we've had in a while.
Yes, that wasn't by violent means.
Right. I mean, there were a couple of other violent ones, rappers we don't know that I read about too. But 43 years old. The Mr. Throwback Thursday show podcast posse community all extend our thoughts and condolences to the friends, fans, and family of 3-6 Mafia member Gangsta Boo, dead at 43. Our next article, back to what we do best. Watch The Throne.
Yes. I was happy with this.
I was too when I read it. And we referenced it in the opening. Indigenous hip hop.
Yes.
Indigenous people. Rap duo Throne. Changing indigenous representation in music. So 2 ornate turquoise rings adorn. I have no idea how to pronounce this.
Well, that's your job. That's not my job.
What is it? Yivkiv? No, I think
it actually says later on. It says pronounced.
Oh,
it's
Yahaga.
Yes,
Yahaga. That's got to be an indigenous spelling then, of which I am unaware.
These are in place of U's.
Of U's. Okay.
Kind of like.
And the I is pronounced. Yeah, the I must be pronounced different. But I'm sure that's got to be, like Russia does that sort of thing too. But I learned something today. See, new year, new me, learned something.
Yes.
No, new year, same fat me, same cranky me, but I did still learn something.
You learned. Each one teach one.
So these, this duo, indigenous rappers on their path to stardom. Her partner is Hiathus. He's better known as H. I wonder if he teams up with M. Or maybe R. and they block stuff.
Or for my Ready Player One fans with Parsifal.
I just think of there was a skit in Family Guy where H teams up with R for business, but cheats on R with M. It's just so stupid.
It is.
So the duo takes their inspiration from 90s icons like MF Doom, Erykah Badu. Look, if you're going to go with Doom and the Voodoo Princess?
Yeah, the Voodoo Queen get mad.
I can say it because I don't have any beef with her. She got enough beef with enough people. And that's what she records under. So they blend their unique style with more contemporary artists like Amy Winehouse, Frank Ocean, Gorillaz, and Fugees. So,
la la la, 2 times. Oh,
have you listened to any of their stuff?
let me touch on it. Yes, I pulled it up. Oops. Yesterday, actually.
5 doors up in endless ocean, but the car frozen and the gates wide open. Head on the go wind, bare by.
It's only this short.
That is a very Voodoo Queen heavily influenced sound.
If I can find another one. That was the one that they showed on Tiki Taki, which you know that I am such a big fan of. But
Look, I got my dinner from TikTok last night, so I'm all right with it now. Janelle found Janelle found somebody making this really cool meal on TikTok, and we made it, and it was freaking delicious. So.
Ways like we the same, not just by taste. The food and floods, the brotherhoods, bronze and betrayed. Many tribes and many raids, all came the East African way. Middle of the road, never paid. We the ones.
They're from Oklahoma, I think.
See, I detected a little bit of a speech influence on that.
Oh, I can hear that.
So, you know what? This is something I'm going to have to look for and try to add into my Apple Music library because I like these. Anything that has a cultural background to it, I'm interested in. And until you sent me the notes on this, I had no idea this group even existed. So,
yeah, they are on Spotify, by the way. Here, let me just touch real quick.
Nothing. You will nothing.
See if we get kicked off for this.
The man said, shoot me out back. I've been beat, but not broken. They can have that. We've been scapegoats and tokens. That with false imagery and notions. Displays, sandbag. Probably die anyway, so why ride? Please don't leave me.
So, I gotta say too, I think this is a take that I've never seen. Yahega says there's a big push for Indigenous artists to always acknowledge their community and their language and their culture. And there is, whenever anybody comes from someplace a little off the beaten path, let's just say, then the members of that community always say, you know, you got to rep us strong. You got to do this. You got to do that.
Well, the Indigenous communities and I will tell you that my knowledge comes from our friend Terrence, because his boyfriend is Native, and from the show.
Also from Oklahoma. Also living in Oklahoma.
Exactly. Yeah, and the show Reservation Dogs. It is a giant family, that community. So you are representing your family when you go out. It's just not like me saying I'm from Hyde Park. I'm representing the town. No, it is the entire family nation that you are representing. So it is more important to rep your nation and your family than it is to rep your hometown.
There's a big sense of, and this might not be the right word to use, but it's the only one I can think of. Tribalism, kind of. Big sense of that.
On the nose.
But Yahega says, look, other Indigenous artists should do whatever the hell they want and let go of expectations placed upon them by others. There's a big push for us to always acknowledge our community and language and culture. But I would say, do whatever you want, because we're not just Indigenous.
Yes, that is my favorite part of this entire article.
We're Indigenous people, which means we are Indigenous and we are still people.
Yes.
Individual people. And I think that's a refreshing way of looking at it.
It is to understand. Yes, my family is here and they're important to me and my nation is important, but I'm me and this is what I'm doing. You know, I'm not doing this because I come from here. I'm doing
It
this
influences me
here.
and I'm proud of where I come from, but it doesn't necessarily have to define me.
Right. I don't have to lead with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, you know, vegans could learn a lot about that. All right, that's enough on that. I'm going to get the vegan community. I don't want Brooklyn Vegan to pull all of their articles on us, so because they actually supply us quite a bit.
They do.
So I will be looking for Throne to add. I guess they've got 3 albums in the works for this coming year. 3 albums.
They have 1 album out now, which is the Lionfish one. It says they have 2. It says they have Bile Jazz too. And then they got a bunch of singles and EPs too over the last year. Let's see. 2021. Yeah, there's a 2020. So there's a bunch of
They've
singles.
been around for a while, but
Yeah, a bunch of singles, 2 albums.
they're going to go the Nas route and release 3 albums in a year.
They are.
Good on them. You know what? I wish them all the success in the world.
Yeah.
I like the sound. Like I said, I'm going to, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to do a little finger sort of walking through Apple Music and see what I can find. And
Little Beastie Boys, and check it out. Check it out.
check it out. Yes. So congratulations to them, and we wish them all the luck in the world.
Yeah.
Dear Mama. It's not Mother's Day. It's New Year's Day, but that's still fine. It's not really New Year's Day at this point, but every day should be Mother's Day, you know?
Yes. Didn't his mama have strange advice?
We've talked about that. Yes. This is a new one. Hip Hop. What is it? 24 XXIV?
Yes.
Let's see if I remember my
24,
Roman
or
numerals.
It could be XXIV. It could be Juv. I don't know.
Jiv. I'm going to go with Hip Hop 24, but it's at hiphopxxiv.com. So welcome to our source material. The Dear Mama docuseries about Tupac and Afeni Shakur has an updated release date. It's a 5-part docuseries. It's directed by Alan Hughes.
And Houston, because he played for Knicks.
Yes. So let's see. The title for the series stems from, of course, Tupac's hit "Dear Mama," which was done back in 1995. Hip hop classic, where a 23-year-old Tupac put the relationship between himself and his mother on full display for the world. The good, the bad, it was all laid out, and you know, it's one of his best songs. I will say that.
Oh yeah.
Back in 2019, FX announced they would air this docuseries, but now it's set for a spring 2023 release. Afeni had the vision. Tupac shared it with the world. FX's Dear Mama FX, a new docuseries this spring on FX and streaming on Hulu.
Yes,
so
series.
So it's probably about it's probably about six episodes, I think they said.
Probably.
I love this. It says, "I'm most like my mom because I'm arrogant, totally arrogant," says a teenage Tupac Shakur in the newly released trailer. So if you want to see the trailer for it, it's available on YouTube. Just, I'm sure, search for Dear Mama. It's on the FX YouTube channel. But when we get actual dates for it, we will most certainly bring that to you. It just says right now, spring of 2023, which, believe it or not, will be here before you know it. So look out for Dear Mama.
Dear Mama.
So next article, Slim Saucy.
Yeah, Sankat sent this to me and
My
apologized.
plate has.
Be able to go.
My plate has Slim Saucy. It's another one I'll have to look up. Thank you, Sarah. The research department coming in strong, as she always does.
Yes.
This one comes to us from the Detroit News, which makes sense why Sankat sent it to us.
Yeah, he said he was going to go, but he had prior plans and was not able to make it for the
For the opening?
Yeah.
an M&M themed Detroit style pizza pop-up, Slim Saucy's, in Ann Arbor, Michigan. A dedicated Detroit. Now, what is Detroit style pizza? I know what New York pizza is. I know what Chicago pizza is.
I believe that Detroit is very much like Chicago. They are a deep dish pizza, like RZA.
I showed you. I sent you that picture, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know anything else. Aside from from what I've been told, the former CFO of Death Wish was from Detroit. He and I were talking one day, and he was saying the difference between Chicago and Detroit is Chicago has crust that comes up in the deep dish. Detroit, the toppings go right to the edge. So it's more like a Sicilian, but not quite.
Right. Okay. Detroit style pizza, rectangular pizza with a thick crust that is crispy and chewy, traditionally topped with Wisconsin brick cheese that goes all the way to the edges and caramelizes against the high-sided, heavyweight rectangular pan.
There you go. So, yeah, the toppings go to the edge. That I remembered.
Brick cheese. So it's not mozzarella or however, the Fugazi Italians like to pronounce it.
Don't know.
So I just like anything that says brick cheese. You know why? It reminds me of the old-fashioned government cheese, which I've been told makes the best grilled cheese sandwiches ever.
100%, no doubt. I can confirm.
I've never had government cheese.
Yeah, when I lived in Poquag, we used to get it. It come in a big box with the cardboard top. That was the shit.
It makes the best grilled cheeses. That's what Janelle used to say.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know it was government cheese when I was eating it.
No, nobody did. Joe Mano's M&M themed pizza service was 5 p.m. on Friday until it went until 9 or until all the food sold out. They sold super large square slices at $8 each, which I suppose, if you're getting a super large slice, is probably the equivalent of a couple of slices, which
and it's at a pop-up, so you're going to pay more because it's an experience that goes with it. So I mean, I don't think it's outrageous. I wouldn't go there regularly and get pizza at that price, but
I love the names of the slices.
Yes, you did.
You've got the vegetarian guilty conscience slice, which had spinach, artichokes, banana peppers, parmesan, and roasted garlic Alfredo sauce. For meat eaters, Yellow Brick Road had sausage, cherry peppers, caramelized onion, ricotta cheese, basil, parmesan, and marinara. So my father-in-law would hate this. He cannot stand ricotta cheese, and he can't stand basil.
I can't eat onions, so I'm out.
Sing for the Roni is a classic Detroit-style pie.
Tell me the truth about a Roni.
Okay, Bobby Brown. With cup and char pepperoni, basil, or if you're Gordon Ramsay, basil,
Rathbone, I don't.
parmesan, and marinara. Slim Saucy's pop-up will also sell cheesy breadsticks with your choice of marinara or ranch for dipping. So most of these are nods to Eminem songs, but it's just a tribute. There is no official affiliation with the rapper.
Right. It's not like Mom's Spaghetti.
Until he finds out about it and says, yeah, I'm down with this.
Yep, let's do it again. But this time, I'm on board.
Because, he, like you said, he does the Mom's Spaghetti thing, and he is a businessman, but I would try one or two of these slices. I don't know about $8 a pop, but like you said, it was only a pop-up, so it was only there for a little short, brief period of time.
Day, so it's part of the experience. Like, if you go to the Dutchess County Fair and you pay for funnel cake, I would never pay that much for that. But, you're there, you pay for it,
Everything, yeah, but here's the thing. Shit. I always said the Dutchess County Fair. And for everybody who's listening who has no idea, I'm sure there's county fairs. Everybody's got a county fair.
Yes.
But Dutchess County Fair, for one reason or another, even compared to the other counties around here, is just different. Because for 51 weeks a year, the thought of most of that food is repulsive. But for 1 week, when you're walking around on a certain area of land, you think to yourself, deep fried spaghetti on a stick sounds fantastic right now.
Yep. Hey, where's the guy with the whistle? The bird caller guy. Where is he?
I had a bacon wrapped corn dog like 8 years ago at the fair that I still remember, and I may still be burping up to this
So
day.
you still have the indigestion from? Yeah.
I mean, fair food is different, man. There was a
Yeah.
place at the fair the last
I said food on a stick.
on a steak. We didn't go to the fair this year. We went last year. And there was this thing called Chompers, which had these little deep fried balls of, one was chicken parm, one was like, yeah, it was
Sure.
it was wild stuff. And again, nothing I would probably eat 51 weeks out of the year. But when you're walking around and you're smelling fair food, and it always has that freshly cooked yet somewhat burnt smell to it.
Yeah. Plus, you're around cows.
No, they keep the cows separate. But I was like, yeah, I'll try a chicken parm ball. And it was good. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they make macaroni and cheese balls now, so you can
They
make
do.
balls out of everything. Next article, dancing all up in the reality show.
Yes.
This comes to us from the Daily Mail at dailymail.co.uk. I think everybody loves fair food, man. Ken says he loves fair food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it at the time. I don't love it about 2 hours later, but
No.
at the time it's great. So, Piss Dookie is getting back into the reality TV business.
He's good at it. You know, people watch his videos.
Yeah, I
But this one's
suppose they
focused actually
do.
on him and his
Documented his
family.
work. And yeah, 53-year-old rapper turned record exec was spotted on a Caribbean island of St. Bartholomew's Eve while he was captured by a film crew. So he wasn't
St.
spotted,
Bart's?
he was being filmed.
Yes. He was
St.
spotted
Bart's,
being
yes.
filmed.
Which until today I did not
Lost you again.
realize St. Bart's was short for St. Yeah, I see that. Connection is unstable.
So is the connected.
Is it stabilizing?
Seems to be.
Okay,
until today-
stabilizing now. So 3.
Tree. Who's your mama?
Woo. So I'm guessing I was today years old when I learned that St. Bart's was short for St. Bartholomew and not St. Bartholomew's.
Yes.
So like, I've learned 2 things so far in 2023.
You have.
So there we have it. Joining Pistuki were his daughter Chance, who is 16, Jesse and Delilah, who's 16. They are not. The funny thing is, I heard a comic one time said, I have 2 9-year-olds and they are not twins. And now that's like a Nick Cannon line.
Yeah, it is.
And his sons, Chris
Marty or
and Quincy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, Cromartie. I hadn't heard that name in a long time. What was he up to when he stopped? Like 17 kids?
I don't know. It was up there.
I'm trying to
I know
remember
that
because they actually made a
DMX was
show about
chasing
him.
I know. I remember 15, but I don't remember how many ended up being his total. I know DMX was trying to catch up to him, but now Nick Cannon.
I think he was trying to reach the number on his football jersey. He wore 30. He wore 31 with the Jets, didn't he? I
Yes,
think that's
yes.
the number he was going for. That's so sad that I even knew that. No details about the potential Piss Dookie show have been released. It may not even have a buyer yet, but the cameras appeared to be documenting the lavish lifestyle of Piss Dookie and his children, because that's all we need is to see more shows about people we cannot relate to just to piss everybody off.
Look, Robin Leach made a living showing them to us, and we watched.
I had never watched one episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
I watched. Okay,
Ever.
We all obviously knew. It
I might be.
existed. No, I'm with you. I didn't watch it either, but I wasn't the target demo at that time. But I did watch Dana Carvey do his impression of Robin Leach on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
That I did watch. Because parody is funny.
Indeed.
And these people, actually parody life, of course. Oh, look at that. There's a picture on here of his twins, and they're dressed exactly alike. I'm sure that was completely accidental.
Yes, no, the kids planned that out themselves that day.
Ugh, spare me. This is another reason why Dookie gets on my nerves. So, if that's your thing, if that's what you want to watch, look for it. If not, then fuck them.
Then don't.
Let's get into people we really like.
Yeah.
FBI, don't you be watching me.
Yes.
So if 911 is a joke, FBI is a big joke, according to Chuck D of Flavor Flav. Chuck D of Public Enemy. This comes to us from allhiphop.com. Chuck D believes that Public Enemy got a tougher time from law enforcement than any artist. I think NWA would probably have something to say about that, and since
Wu-Tang
they
too.
actually recorded Fuck the Police, but the politically focused hip-hop group, they were in conflict with law enforcement due to their own uncompromising lyrics tackling police brutality and racism. Now, they didn't come right out and say, fuck the police, but
they could have.
Chuck was a little bit more lyrically obtuse about it, maybe. Yeah, a little. Yes. Finesse is a better word. Yes, had more lyrical finesse about it. I don't know about intimidation, says Chuck, but yeah, probably more than anybody in music. When he was asked how much police harassment and FBI intimidation Public Enemy received, that's probably all because of Flav too, or Griff. Actually, there probably was watching Griff.
Yeah,
his agriphonies probably did not help.
They did not. No,
it's nothing to be annoyed by, said Chuck, who is now 62.
He is.
It's what it is. The most I could do is to make songs about it. On Yo Bum Rush's show, we said the governments are responsible. Governments, plural, because governments like to split up human beings, but music likes to unite people. Mm-hmm. Despite their success, hip-hop groups have generally taken a less political path since their heyday, a shift he sees as down to the nature of the music industry. He says the revolution can't be sold, but it can be televised. Yes. It can't be marketed the way other music is marketed. It has to be given to the people. We had the blessing of right age, right place, right time. And I can't believe Chuck D's 62 years old, man. I'm getting old. Don't make me feel old, please. Throw It Back is our last article for Hip Hop Headlines. HipHopDeets.com says 9 hip-hop projects from 90s rappers that released in 2022 that you may have missed.
Yes.
So this is
up to date on most of them, but we may have missed.
I was going to say this is our old to the new countdown.
It kind of is.
Diamond D, The Rear View, and these are in no particular order, by the way. Mm-hmm. Heralded as one of the best producers on the mic, Diamond D celebrated his 30th anniversary of his debut, Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop by releasing his 10th studio album, The Rear View. Joined on that record by Westside Gunn, Paz of De La Soul, and upstart Ashton Martin. I like what they did with that name. Yeah. Take off on Ashton Martin. Nice.
Speaking of the play on the words there, one of my favorite names in the Fresh Radio chat room, mostly on Twitch, is Pablo Cookie Bar. I don't often get to mention that name outside of Fresh Radio, but the play on words I figured you would appreciate.
I like cookies.
Captain.
So, yes, the Digging in the Crates vet, still ambidextrous as ever, weaving his calm but stern flow over his own shell-toed Moderato. So go check out Diamond D's The Rear View. Next on the list.
Moderato last time I went to the Italian place.
I get Moderato if I eat too much shrimp, and then I end up in the bathroom. Not really, just a fun play on word. Next on their list, Artifacts.
Which we played on here right after Tame died.
No expiration date. Yes, we did. An indictment of and rationale for this list. This project came to light after Tame 1 passed away. The long-awaited follow-up to 1997's That's Them, produced entirely by longtime collaborator Buck Wild, after he got punched in the throat by Eric Sermon for interrupting our interview. And is a more than worthy bookend to their impressive, if not short, discography. El DeSensei and Tame are every bit as in sync with each other as their 94 debut. The Jersey duo is still wrapped with the intensity of rookies at an open mic, packing couplets inside Buck Wild's dark and imposing percussion until the snares burst. And we listened to this. I think it also features Raz Cass and AFRO. So that's Artifacts. No expiration date. Did we do we did one track off of that, right?
No,
or did we do the whole record? We did do the whole record.
Because were they not our artist of the month?
They were our artist of the month. Yeah, I can't remember if that was the one
with that album.
Why did I think we did the 94 debut instead? But I'll have to go back and listen.
Before. Yeah.
That might have been another one we did before we were playing music. That was a long time ago. Geechee Suede.
From Camp Low.
Sapphire Kitchen, Oral Sex Afros, 19 Notes is the name of the project.
That's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yes.
Or is that 3 different ones, or is that one?
It's 3 different projects. Man. Sapphire Kitchen, Oral Sex Afros, and 19 Notes. One half of Camp Low, Geechee Suede, pulled off a hat trick by dropping off 3 projects in 22. Sapphire Kitchen and 19 Notes, both packed with his cashmere quotes and bright velvet rope instrumentals. The middle project is a mixtape with the rapper floating over familiar instrumentals like KRS-One's A Friend and Snoop's Crip Your Enthusiasm, with his trademark slanguage on full display. I like that. That's a great term.
Yes.
10 tracks clocking in at an efficient 15 minutes. A 10-track record at 15 minutes. That is most definitely an EP if I ever heard one.
It is. To shift over to punk music real quick, Fat Records has a compilation album called Short Music for Short People. And all the songs on there are like 30 and 40 seconds long.
Nice.
This reminds me of that.
Short records for short people.
Yeah.
Next on their list, Clifford Smith Jr., professionally known as... There, so we got some Woo news in anyway.
Yes.
Meth Lab 3, The Rehab. Method Man doesn't need to rap anymore because his SAG card is getting all worked up. But he can still get it done.
Yeah, and I think we played at least a single.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. He may be better now than he was back in the Woo heyday. And that's saying something. To me, Meth is my favorite of the Woo. Mm-hmm. But it's like trying to pick your favorite child. I just know it's not You God. So
nor will it ever be.
No, you God still sucks. That's more Woo news for you.
Jumping the gun.
Eric Sermon, Pascal P. Vision Zumaku, and Adam McLear also lend credence to this record for Method Man. Really, really good record. Meth can still kill it,
The next one is one that I didn't know about.
And that's saying something because you like Brand Nubian.
I do.
And this man is a friend of our show.
He is.
Sadat X put out Science of Life. Founding member of Brand Nubian teams up with Doe Networks to reflect on a post-COVID lockdown world. So, yeah.
Cowboy.
I have a feeling that drop might be played during the course of this show just because it's one of my favorite. Because he says that like 3 times in the drop. The Wild Cowboy with the Wild Stop on it. Crisis, Kevin Chaos, and Gimme Soul all add to this Sadat X record. And again, like I said, friend of the show, and how this dropped without us knowing it is kind of funny. Next on the list, Last of a Dying Breed by Kool G Rap.
which we did like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. Great record. Great rapper. So Cool G Rap, he says, I wish the title wasn't so accurate, Last of a Dying Breed, because unfortunately that's pretty true.
Yeah.
So many of his rap peers are barely getting to stamp their AARP memberships, which we're talking about now with all these damn freshened pieces and people dropping off the face of the earth so quickly. Cool G Rap is still putting out great stuff. I mean, like high level stuff.
Well, he's still G Rap. I mean, it's
13th project for Cool G Rap since Road to the Riches, which, if you don't say it that way, are you really a Cool G Rap fan? You have to. Road to the Riches. You got to have the speech thing. Next on the list, guy you might be familiar with. You might have one or two of his things. Hip Hop 50 Volume 1 by DJ Premier.
It's a deep concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Nay,
So-
for Martin.
Yes. In the first installment of his Hip Hop 50 series, he curates an all-star lineup of some of the best to touch a mic to put on a crowd-pleasing exhibition over his signature production. So, Nipsey with little knowledge for us. Absol dropped a late Album of the Year contender, and he has a banger with Primo on there, too. Well, is there any Primo song that's not a banger?
That is a tough thing to decipher. If it is Primo, it's like if Primo, then banger. That's
Yes. Yeah, that's I forget what is that? The it's not the transitive theory in well, yeah, I guess it is.
It might be, yes.
A is to B is to C, then A is to C.
A is to C,
I think
yes.
that's the transitive proper. Whatever. It's been a long time since I've been in school and math is hard. But DJ Premier put out Hip Hop 50. We talked about that
And
pretty
that was
extensively.
Yes.
Yeah. Static Selecta and the Professor Bun B
Yes.
with Trill Static 2. It only took them 11 hours and 37 minutes to knock out their first project,
That's
Trill Static,
crazy.
in 2019. That's nuts. And that one had
VZ is
everyone
nuts.
from... well, the V's are used. We learned that in the first article.
We did.
Method Man, Graph, and Terminology were added with Big Crit and West Side Gun on that first record. Bun B is still Bun B.
Well, yes.
You know,
He is
sounds
the
right at
best.
home over Static's horn-enriched loops and thick drums and, you know. Oh, and this one we talked about, too. The next one on the list. Sheep Stew
Yes.
by Drez
And
of
Stu
Black
Bangers,
Sheep.
yeah.
And Stu Bangers, yes. Drez has evolved from brash and uncompromising MC of his youth who rapped sardonically about meeting ugly women in the club. It's the strobe light.
Something ain't right. It's the stroke.
To a reflective and concerned father eager to share life's lessons on projects like From the Black Pool of Genius. It was also my favorite interview just because of how ethereal his thought process was and everything.
Yes.
So
And he took up the entire show and we threw everything else out.
wait, he did. That was it. That was the 9 projects from 2022. Your old to the new countdown, for lack of a better word. We are going to take our first break of the day. When we come back, it will be special presentation time because I think I heard a boop.
You did.
So we are going to come right back. Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 466, coming right back at you.
All right. We are officially on a break line. We can bring you in. What up, man?
Oh, look at that hat.
Good looking hat, ain't it?
It is. You may have seen one of them before.
Yes.
Where'd you
See?
see one? Look at that.
The gray one is what I change into to do the
Go from
credits
Bill to
at the
Phil.
end of the show. Yes, I go from Bill to Phil Collins and take us home.
Let me have a second here to get
No
my
problem.
shit wired tight.
I gotta find some stuff anyway. I gotta see if I have my intro here. I do have my technical difficulties. That's always good to have.
Yeah.
You know, if I would work on my podcast a little more often, I wouldn't have to quickly throw my mic
We work on ours every week. I had to look for my headphones earlier this morning.
I got to put on headphones too because I'm getting an echo from you, Bill. But that's probably because it's coming through my speaker.
Coming through your speakers, yeah.
Worst case scenario, I'll grab my gaming headset and put that on.
That's how we
started. Two idiots in PlayStation headsets.
Yep.
There you go.
And here we are today, two idiots with
What, you
regular
guys
headphones. Yes and no.
We weren't online gamers.
No. I play Call of Duty badly. Aside from that, I am more of a God of War. I play where I don't have to be around people.
I play everything badly. The only game I've ever played online and won was Jeopardy.
Something is wrong with my camera.
With you?
Oh, is Charlie Brown coming on?
Yes. I had to open it.
I'm not sure what this is with the. Can you see me, or is he just?
No, your microphone turned off, or your camera turned off. Jesus.
Shit. Let's push this here. Check.
Yeah, I got the microphone, just no camera.
Okay, that part's working. Now my camera. Not sure what it is doing. It'll be like the mask thing. I'll start camera.
There you are.
Hey, look at that. There's a button right now. Now just push to my laptop.
Side view.
I was going to say, we got a little profile. I see a jersey in the background.
That's his gaming look.
Antonio Gates.
Gates and Vincent Jackson. I'm a huge lifelong Chargers fan. Got to figure out present.
Nope. The only thing I have in my background is my handmade wood-burned TBT logo that my soon-to-be daughter-in-law made me.
Oh, nice.
This is the most entertaining part of the live stream.
Now that we know he's a huge football fan, he's got to get in the non-fungible football league next year.
If we have an opening, yeah.
Here's the thing, I'm not a football fan. I'm a Chargers fan. There we go. I'm specifically a Chargers fan.
Yeah.
So I guess we're using this camera then.
Whichever one works for you.
Chargers playing SoFi Stadium, right?
I don't know why it's not broadcast.
It doesn't like you today.
Hang on a second. Edit name, edit avatar, stop mic. No, none of that. All right, let's dance.
All right. Let me make sure I don't have anything outstanding here.
Chargers are playing in SoFi now, right?
Yes, indeed. We just beat the crap out of the Rams yesterday.
3 degrees of separation. SoFi CEO is a guy I played high school hockey with.
Really?
And actually injured me when I was 14, and I should have kept receipts on that shit.
Oh, there's not a. Oh, yeah, there is. Here we go.
Too early for the rum check.
Even with the headset on, you're still.
I'm still getting bad echo between us. No echo from you, though, Jay.
No, I know. And I don't hear any echo either.
Which means it's probably not recording echo.
It is not recording.
All right, that's enough.
That's all right. I hear voices all day anyway, so it doesn't bother me.
As long as it doesn't bother the posse and I don't have it on recording.
Shall we come in?
Sure. Let me hit the special present. Well, I'll hit the drop and then the special presentation.
You doing Sadat?
I am doing Sadat. The wild cowboy with a lot of style, boy. All right. Let me bring this in with a tree. Who's your mama?
Slow down.
Hey, baby, your hips is getting big. Now you're getting thin, you don't care about your wig. Now, Wooly got a pair of my sneakers. Wonder where he got them, because I hit him behind my speakers. The
yo, check it out. This is the Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy. Understand. This is the great Sadat X, and you listening to my boys Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday. That's right, Throwback Thursday. Checking out my peoples. Understand that Jamie and Bill throwing it back, yo. Beats, rhymes, whatever. The great Sadat X, 101, no known DNA, the Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy.
Welcome back to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 466. That does not mean a Charlie Brown special is coming on. That means we have a special presentation. And I will let Jamie do the intro.
Well, I will actually let Lion intro himself because he is such a multi-hyphenate that I would not even be able to keep up with how many things that he does.
We might run out of room on B's 2-hour window if we did it all.
Well, if I could fit my ego into this little space here. Hey, folks.
No need.
I'm the owner and president of Truth Entertainment. I also am co-owner of Odad Truth Records along with Daddy O Extended Sonics. I've worked in the music industry since I got out of the Army in 1999, 2000, right around that area. Started working with Kango Kid at UTFO, and there's quite a story that goes along with the beginning of that career, and we'll get to that here. But that's who I am, basically. Multi-instrumentalist, vocalist. I've been lead singing in rock band since junior high school, and I've been a big hip hop head. So there you go.
And he is a sometimes podcaster.
That's which we discovered. First and foremost, thank you for your service. Let's get that right up top.
And thank you, gentlemen, as well.
So, Jay, I'm going to let you take the lead on this.
Well, I want to start off. We know that you know Kango because that's how Kango got on our show.
Yes.
Because I happen to know you. How is it that you met Kango in the beginning?
Oh, great question. So sorry, I was trying to adjust my audio here. I'm still getting that echo, but at any rate, okay. So I in the '90s, I was singing in a funk and R&B cover band, and my mom came out to one of my shows. One of the groups that we covered a lot was Full Force. I grew up listening to Full Force. They taught me through their music everything I know about vocalization. So I did a medley of 4 Full Force songs in that show. Afterwards, I'm sitting at dinner with my mom, and she says, "You know, when you did Unselfish Lover and blah 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 blah," she said, "I really liked how that sounded." I said, "Well, Full Force, Mom. I mean, of course, they taught me everything I know. Of course, I'm going to sound good doing that." Yeah. And my mom says, "Well, have you ever said that? Have you ever told them that?" And I went, I'm in my late 20s, early 30s. I'm not writing to a fan club. It's just not happening. And she said to me, "You know, if they've had the influence on you that you say that they have, don't you owe them a thank you?" So I sat down that night and I wrote a letter to the fan club talking about just their influence on my life. In my first wedding, I had sang the song "Body Heavenly" to my then bride at our reception. In fact, oddly enough, her name is Roxanne. About 3 weeks later, I get a manila envelope in the mail, and it's filled with CDs and pictures and a 3-page handwritten letter from Bow-Legged Lil of Full Force. And first off, I'm blown away by the fact that he sat down and wrote a letter. At the end of the letter, it's his phone number, and he says, "Call me and let me know you got this." I now have my hero's phone number. Kids, there was a day before cell phone. You have to understand.
Yes.
So
did he say he was going to kick your fucking ass?
First, you break my legs.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I in conversation with him, we hit it off just really, really well. And I told him what a big fan of UTFO I was. Well, because what we learned about Full Force was as producers. I was that kid who read the liner notes.
Yes.
So that's how I got to know about Full Force. And so he puts me on the phone with Kango Kid. And now I'm talking to two of my Kang and I hit it off famously. He gives me his, his direct number, and from that point moving forward, for the next couple of years, we talk all the time, like almost every day. So now here it is. I'm getting ready to get out of the Army, and he says to me, he says, "Well, do you have a plan?" I said, "Not really." He says, "Well," he said, "You're very well spoken, and you're charismatic. People like to engage with you. I need a mouthpiece." And so here's what I'm going to offer you. You come to work for me as my publicist. I'll teach you everything you need to know. I will not pay you with money, but I'll pay you with a career. Because as your Rolodex, you see, there was a time before cell phones, we had these things called Rolodex.
You put the card in.
Yes, you know what? It's funny. One of my favorite commercials ever was for 1-800-DENTIST, where the girl had to reach into the Rolodex and pull out the card for the phone number for 1-800-DENTIST, which oddly enough was 1-800-DENTIST.
No way.
That's bizarre. I don't know what my camera keeps shutting. Oh, let's switch again. We're on the other camera. Hey, folks, this is like a 2-camera operation. So, the light will come on, and the producer will get my attention. I'll
You're going to turn the other way.
Lord. It's okay. Hang on, I know how to fix it now. Good. Here,
it's live theater, folks. Anything can happen.
Look out.
Anything can and will happen. So, he said, I will not pay you with a check, but I will pay you with a career. Because as your Rolodex grows, you'll be able to expand, and that's how you'll grow, right? Because like I said, you'll be meeting people in the press as well as other celebs. The first group I got to work with after Kang was the Force MDs, and I've worked with the whole Force. I've worked with Mix-a-Lot, Chuck D. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
So that's basically how I got into the industry, and how I got to know it was through Full Force. Basically, I always say it like this: I came into my career on accident because I wrote fan club letter because my mommy told me to.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Kind of how our podcast started.
Yeah.
My mom told you to write a letter too.
No, we just decided one day. We said, "Hey, we could talk about this," and everybody in the world told us we couldn't. So we're like, "Screw them! We're going to do it anyway."
Alfredo said we could.
Yeah, Alfredo did say we could.
Look at this.
That's the shit right there. That's on cassette, no less.
That is the first hip hop cassette I ever purchased, and I still have that one.
The first hip hop cassette I ever stole was Teaser Pleaser.
Nice.
True story.
Yeah, no, I got that at a store that I don't think exists anymore.
I was Teaser Pleaser came out in 86,
87, yeah, 86, I think. And yeah.
I'd have been 15 years old, and I saw a copy of it at the local Kmart, where my mother worked at, by the way. While she was at work, I saw it. And I told Kay, I did Kay 1,000 times, look, I still owe you some love, bro. Sorry about that.
Oh, you about Shreefity. You're back end on it. Yeah, so Kango was one of our favorite guests. As you know, very charismatic dude.
Very much so.
Very easy to talk to, and we were talking to him on Valentine's Day, and he was with his daughter, which was his Valentine's date. So we felt bad keeping him, but we wanted to keep him,
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking
last. Throwing in people started on her own, so she
well, that's good.
Her dad introduced her to Spotlight and all the above.
And during that episode is when he told everybody that he had cancer. Then just this last week, just after a year of him being gone, we come to find out that there is some upheaval within the family
legal wrangling.
Yeah. Can you tell people what's going on with that from the inside more than what we've gotten from the outside?
Okay, well, for me, the inside scoop. Let me start with this. Kang and Jerry Swindell worked together for for several years. They had Amanda together, and she's a beautiful child. And as some relationships do, the relationship soured, and eventually they separated and went their separate ways. First misconception, and I'll be very, very clear about this. Kangle Kid and Tajiri Swindell were never married. Period. Kang referred to Tajiri as his wife while they were together. The same way that when I was with Jennifer, I called her my wife. We were together for 10 years. That is my other half. We were never legally married. Kang and Jerry were never married. That's a common misconception. In fact, Jerry is still, as I understand it, is still married to her ex-husband, whose last name is Swindell. That's where that last name comes from.
That's what the name is.
So that misconception, and it's a frustrating one because I constantly see news stories about Kangle's widow this and his wife that.
Right.
That's not true. First off, and
Right, but there's nobody to tell them that. As a news source, there's nothing to dispute that, which is why we're happy you're here, because
I appreciate
we can get something to dispute, the general story.
So, Sandy, and I appreciate you giving me the platform to do that with. So that's number one, and that brings into perspective some of the legality of the situation. So the situation, for anybody who doesn't know, is that Jerry cleared out Kangle's storage unit and has all of his stuff basically being held hostage. The will specifically states that the items are to be divided up between the children, and Jerry has taken it upon herself to decide what belongs to who, and there's a bunch of rigmarole about that. It's unfortunately leaning towards being a legal issue, and my hands are tied on how much of that I can discuss.
Oh,
but I will say this much. There is an actual executive of his will and of his estate, and it is not to Jerry Swindell. Simple as that.
That's kind of clear cut. Then it's
yeah, it is, and
theoretically it's clear cut, but whenever lawyers are involved, nothing's clear cut.
Yeah,
so
it's very true. Very true. So they were in they lived in Staten Island when they were together. I don't believe that New York is a common law state.
It is not.
No,
that I know.
I got another buddy who's going through a divorce situation right now, and I'm learning all about the divorce laws there. At any rate, it's not a common law state. So, as Bill said, and so the issue becomes that's what needs to be returned to the executor, not to the boys,
right?
To the executor, so that it can be divided up equally among the 4 children. That being said, the other issue that comes. That's part of the game, I guess, is that those boys were Kangle's sons for 30 some odd years before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry was in the scene for maybe 10.
Right.
I mean, brass tacks. There's right and then there's right. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the long and short of that situation. As it stands right now, we're working on doing there's the legal end in the background, and then, of course I take care of the public relations part in the front, because that's what I still am the publicist for the family.
Yeah, well, that's what you were taught to do by the man.
So very much so.
It would be only right that you continue to be the face or the voice. Sure. We don't need to see the face, but we'll take the voice.
Easy up on my face now.
I was gonna say, and right as you say that, his camera's gonna go off again.
No, just give us a side view.
I'll change. I got right up there.
Yeah, but you can't change coffee mugs.
I'll show you what I do have, though, that you will. And you're wrong about that. I got 15 coffee mugs.
15. You're an amateur. Here, hold on. Let me throw you up on the screen solo so everybody can see the Kangle.
This was given at Kangle's funeral, in fact.
Wow.
The Spitfire. This is the style and pretty much the color that he wore all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I met him at the UMTV Raps 30th anniversary thing up in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And that's the hat he had on then. I mean,
he was known for a Spitfire.
Yeah. Okay. I have to go sideways here because you and I were talking last night, and there's something that I need to know and I can't wait any longer to know.
I know where you're going.
Now, as I grew up, on my wall, I had a poster of Miss Samantha Fox.
As did every young red-blooded
American male in the 1980s.
Yes. Now, I've never tracked down Samantha Fox. I have never messaged Samantha Fox.
Did you write a letter to her fan club?
I did not. My mom didn't tell me, so but I never got a restraining order from Samantha Fox. I don't know what's up,
but okay, listen.
The day's still young. You never know.
All I want to say is that kidnapping and Stockholm syndrome work for Beauty and the Beast. By God, it can work for Samantha now. All right, so here's the story. Lou is Bowleg Lou is one of these people that he's such a blessing. First off, he really truly is. He's such a sweet spirit. And in describing the guys from Full Force, as I got to know them over the years, when I get to Lou, I always say, there comes a time when we're all going to pass, and may he live 1,000 years. When he does pass, I feel bad for those of us who know him. I feel worse for people who didn't get a chance to have him touch their lives because he's that amazing of a person. And this is the truth. So Lou knew that I was a big fan of Samantha Fox. When they were talking on the phone, right? When they were talking on the phone, he said, "Oh, you know who I had dinner with the other day?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, hang on a second." He clicks off. You see, kids, there you see these things called telephones. We had three-way on.
Had to push the receiver down.
Exactly. He clicks back on the line. The phone is ringing, and the voice answers. Hello. And I start to fucking sweat because I know what this is now. And he says, Samantha, this is our good friend Lion. He works on our website, and he does our website design. And she goes, "Oh, Lion, I need you." And I dead silent for like I waited my entire life to get the And she laughed. So we talked for a little bit. She wanted some work done for her website. So I was going to help put that together for her. So great conversation. Really sweet lady. A couple days later, I had compiled some pictures and some new articles and so on that I was going to start designing the bio, etc. And I called her and I said, "Listen, I need you to reach out to Samantha for me because I want to talk with her about some of this." He said, "Oh, well, here, let me give you her number." And I said, "Look, I don't do that.
Please don't do that."
just let
have no impulse control.
Because listen, she's not a celebrity like that. She's not that kind of a personality. She's fine. Tell her I gave you the number. And I said, "Lou, I really, really wish that you would call her."
Yeah.
Just call. Okay. I called. I leave a voicemail. "Hey, Samantha, this is mine. Lou introduced us the other day. Put together some ideas for your website. I'd love to have the chance to talk with you. Please call me at 614-555-1212 at our net, or was in Columbus, Ohio at that time." A few days goes by. So I called and left another voicemail. "Hi, Samantha. It's line again. Blah 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 blah. Give me a call when you get a chance." I wait 2 weeks, nothing. So I finally call back one more time and I go, "Listen, I'm not gonna chase you down. You've got my number now. So if you want me to work on the website, please return my call at any time. Or either which way, I appreciate it. It's an honor to get to meet you." That evening, I get a call from Jerry at Full Force, and he says, "Lion, listen, I need you to do me a favor, boss." I said, "What's that?" He says, "If you need something for any of our people, just reach out to us." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I had dinner with Samantha the other day, and she's really freaked out that you're calling her." Son of a bitch.
And this is why I told you not to have me call.
So now, mind you, I've not met Full Force in person just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I finally get to go out to. I finally get to go out to the studio. I mean, this is the studio where everything happened. there's so much history all over the walls when you go through the whole office and studio area. And I had an 8x10 glossy of the group, and everybody signed an autograph for me except for Lou. Please stop stalking our people. So that's the story. Please stop Samantha Fox.
But now I want to know: did you ever end up talking to her again? Nope.
No. Oh wait, no. I did wind up talking to her again, and you know, it was a whole lot of conversation. The defendant, the plaintiff.
I got to face my accuser.
I did get to talk to her briefly after that, and it was just an in passing thing and an apology along the way, and we misunderstanding, and that was just that.
Blame Lou.
Let that alone. One of two fine lessons I learned from females in entertainment. The other one I hadn't told you about. I think I told you I met her.
Yes.
Now, before I tell the story, the reason I tell this, because it's also a very valuable lesson for anybody who's new and like coming up into the industry. I was working at Spirit Music. I was working for Kang, but in the office of Spirit Music there in Manhattan. Spirit Music is Mark Freed's company. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a publisher, though. Spirit Music is above a shoe store. So I'm walking from over to the offices, and this limo pulls up, and out steps China from the World Wrestling.
WWE.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And, you know, first off, she's fucking huge.
Well, yeah.
I don't mean that disrespectfully at all.
Right.
And I just said, oh, we're China. And she stopped and she talked to me, the sweetest lady. I swear to God, she was so sweet. And after a couple minutes, she said, well, I'm getting ready to go in and shopping. Do you want an autograph or anything? And I said, no, not really, man. I mean, like that. I know who you are. And she goes, okay. And we went our separate ways. And I called Kang, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. And Kang says to me, don't ever tell that story to anybody again. He said that was the most disrespectful thing you could have done because you don't know about nobody.
And she offered.
She offered, and she deserved the respect that you didn't show her. And I tell the story now because it's a great lesson to learn about one thing taught. He said, you don't have to be a fan of somebody's work to be a fan of their success. And I learned a very, very valuable lesson about that day. It doesn't matter if I'm a fan. I'm not a country music fan or gospel or bluegrass, but if I could, insert bluegrass artist whose name I don't know here, I would be respectful and appreciate the fact that they've done the work and that they put in the time and they've earned some respect that we don't really think about how much goes into it. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's the other female story from me.
And China's not around to blast you for telling the story.
No, but I had always heard that Joni was like the sweetest person on the face of the earth too, and it's a shame she met the end that she met. But I'm going to go on my soapbox here as a wrestling fan. Should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Is not. They need to change that.
Why is she not? I mean, is there
personal issues where they did not appreciate her going into adult content movies after she left.
Oh, Jesus, come on.
Yeah.
She wasn't a contracted performer at the time. She had to pay bills. I mean, you can't hold that against somebody.
They'll get over it and they'll let her in. Just like they held it against Jake Roberts for so long. And then they let him in. Mm-hmm. They'll have to put her in. But anyway, not a wrestling show.
Dude, I just saw the funniest thing. Ohio just made legal betting as of January 1st, the first legal sports bet in Ohio was Pete Rose betting $1 on the Cincinnati Reds to win the World Series.
That's amazing.
My biggest issue with that is he always bet on his team to win. So it's not like he could have affected
not like he
the
could have been
outcome
tanking
negatively.
games.
Right.
That's my issue. Yes, he bet. Sure. He bet on his own team. Sure. But
Wasn't Calvin Ridley suspended for a full year for betting on not even football?
Yeah.
He was suspended. I don't remember how long, because he also took time off for his mental health. So I don't know. The two may have gone together.
Well, here's the thing. You can't have it both ways. If you're going to allow sports betting to be partnered with your leagues, and then say to your players, you can't partake of the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, DraftKings, the official sports betting of the NFL, or isn't that their commercial?
Yeah.
With Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's the MGM guy. I bet with him.
I'd rather bet with Sam Fox, but that's the other story. I had to slip that in.
Well, yes. That's what Lion said, and that's what got him in trouble. So
that's very true. I believe the RL.
In the immortal words of Adam Sandler, that's assault, brother. Oh, good Lord.
Yes.
Lord of heaven. Anyhow, so there you go. There's my couple of stories.
Yeah. Well, what I want to know, too, is, we're going to play some music later. How is it that you got connected with Daddy-O? That's I've been talking to you for years, and I've never actually asked you that.
Very simple. Daddy-O, that he had gone after. I want to say Melly Mel. No. It was Rakim. He said that Rakim told the biggest lie in hip hop when he said it's not where you're from.
It's where you're at.
Exactly. He said hip hop has always been about where you're from. Always.
Yeah.
From Brooklyn, Queens from Queens, all the above.
Yeah.
He said,
hell, the Bridge Wars were built on that.
Yeah, indeed. It's funny how the animosity between the Juice Crew and the whole Full Force family went on for so long to the degree that they toured together and would unplug each other's amplifiers and shit during concerts. It's great. But anyway, he said it's not not where it's from, where you're from, it's where you're at. And Daddy-O said that was the biggest lie ever told in hip hop. And I reached out to him, I think through his Facebook maybe, and just commented and said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I agree with you," blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And we just hit it off. I have a tendency to really connect with Jimmy. How quickly did you bond?
Yeah.
I find something that I have in common with somebody, and with you and I believe it's the fact that we're both veterans.
Yes.
And hip hop lovers. I find a way to bond with somebody, and that's how I do it. It's what I do for a living.
Right.
The two areas that my company covers is public relations and close protection. I was Kango's bodyguard as well as his publicist, so I could beat your ass and then write the best story about it. It's great.
To put my client in the best.
I was going to say that's the best part. I'll whip your ass and then I'll spin it to make it look like it was your fault. That's brilliant.
My son said to me not long ago, you were saying something about fighting, and he said, well, I mean, it's not like you will not go to jail for it. I said, actually, I've got any number of celebrities that I can reach out to and write a letter to the court saying that I was defending them. I was simply doing my job.
Right, what I was paid to do. Yep. Hell yeah.
Interest the way that I do. I forgot what I was talking about. Daddy-O. So we talked really well. And I started off as Daddy-O's manager. And he sent me. Now he had released music in the 90s. And he sent me a file with like songs in it. And he said, I just want to know what you think of this. And I listened to it, and I called him and I said, Why are we sitting on this? He said, we aren't sitting on anything. I'll make the colors. You make the numbers. And so I decided, okay, well, we're going to make this happen. So I reached out to Chuck D, who's also one of my mentors, and I said, Mr. Chuck, I don't know the first thing about shopping an album. I know people. That's what I know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I said, what's the process here? What would be the first step? And he said, become a label. Put the album out yourself. And I went, I don't know the first thing about being a label. He said, if you become a label and you put the music out yourself, then now you've got control over how much gets out and when it gets out. And he said, Daddy O's a workhorse. He loves to be in the studio. And I thought to myself, if I've got the likes of Daddy O and Angle and the Chuck D in my corner and Full Force and all these producers and all these, if I've got them in my background, how am I not be successful with this?
Yeah.
So I began ODAD and True School Records with Daddy O. And 2 days after I announced that, Chuck calls me back and he says, ODAD Truth. I said, ODAD Truth. He said, that's solid branding. ODAD and True School Records.
Mm-hmm.
ODAD Truth, that's solid branding. And so we became ODAD Truth Records. And that's we've been partners in this business ever since. Daddy O has put out 6 or 7 albums since we met in 2015, and he is a workhorse. We've got 3 albums on the back burner right now. They're just waiting for the final touches and the right timing to go out. He just did one called First Team. First album he did, actually, I don't have it. Specialism right here.
Yes. This is where we call edit this out.
We have a few moments of that a week.
We do.
That's what I'm looking for. This was the first album. Everybody but KRS.
Yes. I remember that one.
Okay, this album cover was actually designed and put together by Kanye.
Oh, really?
True story. Yep.
Nice.
So that was the first record. The second one was the ODAD, the Gun, and the Children, and then El Dolo de Calle in the streets, and it went on. But we got one right now that's in the works called it's just called the PTSD album, and it's covering mental health issues across the board.
Nice.
I personally produced 3 tracks on that album, one of which, believe it or not, I took a Slipknot singer of all groups, and I made the lead song on there. And
We've seen Slipknot in concert together, so we're not just hip hop guys. We saw them at the Day Off Fest
in Virginia Beach
with Mudvayne and Papa Roach and Disturbed, and there was one other one.
It was.
We spent $10 on tickets. We spent more money on beer than we did on the tickets.
True story. True story.
You didn't get away with that.
No.
Corey he's got a huge heart for veterans and mental health issues. And I've actually had to reach out to him directly about, and that's part of what's holding up this album. Getting that sample cleared. Sample clearance is a tricky bitch. It really, truly is.
I bet it is. Yeah, because you can't just go to the person who created it because they may not own it, and then it gets messy.
And that's kind of the issue. That's kind of the issue. But at any rate, we got an album on the back burner now dealing with mental health issues. Stetsasonic just released a song called "Fallen Soldier."
We played it on here.
Couple years.
Yeah, we played it on here. I think last month.
Love that track.
It's beautiful. And I'm working on trying to get some of Daddy O's music on the show East New York, because Daddy O's from East New York.
East New York, yeah.
And it makes sense, especially because we've got a lot of those very street style joints. And then the last little piece that I don't think I've ever shared with anybody with you, Jamie, is Daddy O and I are actually working on a hip hop rock fusion joint together called 730. We've been trying to build this thing for years now. We've got 2 tracks put together. In fact, 2 tracks, and they're both, the guitars on them are both Travis Seaver from Coheed and Cambria. I'm not sure if you're familiar with who they are.
You may be a
Absolutely.
fan of theirs.
They're amazing. I became a fan of
Coheed
actually,
for Lion is Gangstar for me. Just so you.
fair call.
Yeah.
That's
Coheed saved my life. When we talk about mental health issues, I'm very open about who I am and my struggle. I've had some very dark, and there was a time in the early 2010s area that I went through a divorce that I didn't want, and I let somebody else's opinion of me decide how I felt about me, which is the biggest thing. And one day I was, this may be triggering for some people, and I apologize, but I was on the edge of suicide. Literally, I was sitting in my living room in Brooklyn, and I had my gun in my lap, and I was trying to make a decision to find a permanent solution to what would be, really a temporary problem.
Yes, sir.
And my roommate walked in and kind of like stopped me, looked at me, and he said, "So what's going on?" I said, "I'm considering my options." He said, "So what's with the gun?" I said, "What are my options?" And he said, "I want you to listen to." He said, "Because I'm a person who's very, very influenced by music. I have to be very cautious about what I listen to when I listen to it. For instance, I'm a big fan of The Cure. But if I'm already in a dark place, I can't listen to The Cure. I can't listen to Depeche Mode. I can't listen to any number of groups like Deftones, anything like that, because it's just too dark for where I'm at." This sounds crazy, but it's very real.
No. If
crazy
I'm
at all.
already in a bad mood, or if I am angry and I put on DMX, or if I put on MOP, that's causing a problem. That is
something's going to get broken.
Yeah. No, so I understand.
We've been there.
So he said to me, "I'm going to introduce you to a group, and I want you just to listen to their music." At this time, they had 4 albums out. And as I started listening, the thing behind Coheed and Cambria is that they are a concept band. Much like The Wall was a concept album, the band is a concept. It's an entire science fiction story. But in telling the story through the music, it was almost like Claudio, who's the lead singer and lead guitarist. Almost like he was watching my life and writing these songs. It was so direct on it. And it went through, because Claudio with his now wife went through a lot of the same shit that Shayna and I went through. So many wives, We're talking about it.
As many as you have coffee mugs.
True. I think they may outnumber the coffee mugs.
That's the scary part. Yes.
So he went through with his now wife a lot of the same shit that I went through with Shane. And in listening to the albums in sequence, it was the meeting her, the falling in love, the romance, then how things started to begin to sour, and then how it turned just evil and toxic. Right. And then there was this destruction at the end. But the album that came out after that was No World for Tomorrow. And that album was about the final destruction beginning into a rebirth.
Right.
And literally, the music spoke to me on such a level that it made me really reconsider where I was at. And in fact, I actually have, that's their logo. Mm-hmm. I have that there as a reminder to myself to never again allow somebody else's opinion of me to decide who I am. So there's the story behind it. So Travis and I became very good friends just a few years ago. He did an instrument post where he played his full guitar. And it was amazing. It was really, really cool. A little acoustic to it. And it's funny because in the background, his wife is putting away dishes, and there's the clatter of dishes. And he's playing, looking over his shoulder. So every time I said, "What's your plan for this song?" He said, "I don't have any plans for it at all. It's not the song." I said, I would love to make the track. And he said, "I would be honored." And he went to the studio and he cut me 4 tracks the acoustic, the accompaniment, and then 2 just ripping parts. And I took those and made them into a song that is now called Well Read Swine. Daddy-O is on it. Travis plays guitar. I did all the other production. And drummer from Weed, Josh Epard, is also known as Weird Science, he's a phenomenal rapper. You've got to look him up. It's really and so it's Daddy-O and Weird Science and myself. So that was the first track, and then I did another one with Daddy-O called "See Through" that we have not put out yet. I don't even think I've sent it to you yet. I need to.
No.
But that's really what's the Daddy-O and I story. I just get rambling, don't I?
That's what we pay for, man.
That check bounced, by the way.
I didn't say it was going to be any good. I just said I would pay it. I'd write the check. I didn't say it clear.
I said I'm going to blame you.
Yeah, as long as I got checks in the book, they're good to write.
It would make sense that, now that I think about it, it would make sense that Daddy-O would do this kind of mashup. I mean, Stetsasonic was the first hip-hop band.
Yes.
Daddy-O went on to produce the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He went on to produce the B-52s. I mean, rock is no stranger.
No, and I like to hear that. I'm glad you said that. There's a lot of things hip-hop artists and hip-hop producers, they seem to be pigeonholed. Like, that's all they've done. Like, but Daddy-O, Eric Sermon, DJ Quick, Premier, all these. Yeah, well, of course, but...
Well, no, but realize that Full Force produced for Kenny Rogers. Full Force produced for Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Not just the Blue-Eyed Soul, Backstreet Boys, this, that, and the other. And,
yeah, no.
We said their whole history. But like groups that you would think of. They were the last. They produced the last English language album by Selena.
Really?
Yes, they did. They have their hands in so many places. But anyhow, go ahead. What you're saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. But I like that because everybody thinks, for example, DJ Premier. You think Gangstar, that is the style. You think the stuff he's done with KRS. You don't think Christina Aguilera. Right. That is not a thought that comes to your mind. DJ Quick, Eric Sermon, all these guys who are hip hop, 100%, and then they go out and produce this pop stuff or rock stuff or whatever. It's good to let people know that that's a thing, so they go, oh shit, I like that from, it's just.
Well, here's two that you might not realize. First off, I'm a huge K-pop fan. It's ridiculous how much of a K-pop fan I am, especially Girls' Generation. Good Lord, she's by Samantha Fox these days. She doesn't know we're getting married.
We'll call her and let her know.
Yeah, that'll go well.
Girls' Generation. Teddy Riley produced one of their biggest hits. Called
it's coming.
You haven't?
Oh, jam.
You can't mention Teddy on this show without me hitting that.
Anytime we say Teddy or the word jam, that button gets hit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. And in fact, Snoop Dogg did an album with did a record with Concentration. So the point is that there's that whole crossover piece that, as you said, people don't realize people are old when there's so much talent out there to be used if it's just given the right avenue.
I have to say, I watched up until this last year The Voice, and there was one year where Snoop was one of the mentors. And I'm thinking, what is Snoop going to help singers with? He was probably the most knowledgeable mentor on that show.
Snoop Lion, man.
Snoop knows his shit.
Yeah.
He does. It's amazing when you talk to people that have the whole gangster era about them, and they're super well spoken and super intelligent. It's like it almost seems like a waste that it's not being used on their records. Like, God, you got so much to give.
Yeah, why didn't you use this?
Exactly. I have an album of about 6 or 7 songs that were UTFO unreleased material. That whenever I listen to it, I'm like, this should have been out years ago. And Ken was such an amazing vocalist. He did a lot of work with Scholastic, so the book club, for kids. They a few years back had a competition, a poetry competition, and the winner of the competition was this young lady named Rachel Neese, and she wrote a poem which was about a friend who had committed suicide, and this girl was 15 years old. Kang took that poem into the studio with Sadiq, Sadiq Alexander, who's an amazing producer, way underrated. At any rate, he went to the studio and he produced this song called "Reach for Me," which has got some of the most amazing vocals, and I can't do anything with it. I want to.
See, stuff like that is criminal. That it's there, and it's there.
Oh, listening to him sing, and especially such a passionate song, and part of it being because it is on the topic of suicide, that's very close to my heart. I mean,
right?
As you know, we have 22 veterans every single day that are on average 22 veterans a day committing suicide. And part of the reason for that is this toxic culture of. I hate to use the words toxic masculinity because it's so abusive the way that it's used, but we have an attitude, especially among veterans, of suck it up and drive on. Be a man. Deal with it. No one wants to hear your problems. And the fact of the matter is, Junior, I need to call you as my battle buddy. Go, listen, I'm going to go to the base and not have you break my balls, not that you're what, but not have you break my balls. But because of that atmosphere and that culture that we stuff it down, and nobody wants to hear us because we just want to get that into our head until we lose it. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
the military trains us to do certain things and doesn't untrain us at the end of the day. They say don't let the doorknob hit you where the dog should hit you. It's simple as that. And
and that is one of the things I wanted. When you are active duty, I would tell you, I didn't care about my people's mental well-being when I was in charge of people. We had a job to do. We had to get the job done.
Exactly.
Suck it up. Let's move. We'll deal with this later.
Yep.
But when you get out, the veteran to veteran community is very much more understanding of each other than the active duty community.
I would think, not being a veteran, I would think that it's two different types of you and me against the world kind of thing.
It is, but there's no off.
Yeah, and it's not what it is.
There is an off switch. There's no transition. It's just
right. Well, and really, there's not even an off switch. I don't know about you, but it never stops. I mean, I got a head full of memories that I started to have. I was 18 years old. 19 years old. In fact, I was 18 when I was 19 when Desert Storm started. I got a head full of shit that I could just as soon forget. And there is a difference between the mentality with active duty and with veterans. And the biggest difference is we as veterans know that we as active duty are going to be where we are eventually.
Yes.
So I'm passionate about a lot of things. We can talk for hours.
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, but we have music we have to get to, and we have to throw you out.
Yes. I would. There's that veteran to veteran camaraderie. We're gonna throw your ass out.
Well, yeah, that's
great. Get the fuck out of here.
But you know what? You know what that is, though. That's also a male thing. I noticed, and I said this to somebody the other day. When women get together and they haven't seen each other for a long time, it's like, oh, you look great. I love that outfit. And then when they walk away, it's like, she's such a bitch. She's such a. Whereas I'll see him in person, and we haven't seen each other in a while, and I'm like, you piece of shit, how are you, child molester? And then we'll walk away and we'll be like, that's a good fucking dude right there.
Ken, when I got out of the Army, there was a span about like 3 years where we didn't see each other. I mean, we talked, but we didn't really see each other. And I went up to his place in the Poconos and got out of the car. And he comes out and he gives me a hug. And he goes, pulls me back on his shoulder. He goes, the other side, he goes, who's your friend? Fucker. There's 2 of you here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas a woman will do this passive aggressive thing, saying, "Oh, I like how you can wear anything," and then walk away and be like, "What the fuck was she wearing?"
Yeah, I would look at you and go, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
And I'd be like, "What?" And be like, "Who fucking gave you that? Omar the tent maker?" Which is a polite way of saying we ate way too many Cholitos at Taco Bell when we were younger.
And enjoyed every goddamn one of them.
Goddamn, we did. That's speaking truth. Let's get to truth. How's that segue, huh?
Walk to the Mulder and Crickle and watch the Red Sea part like a Moses coming through. It's funny because I was telling my now ex, I said, this has been my whole life. I'm a big guy. There's nothing about me that says, please come fuck with me at all.
Right.
And so I get real confused when somebody smaller than me doesn't get out of the way when I'm coming. You see, I'm here, right?
The laws of gross tonnage apply.
Exactly. Listen, when I'm driving down the road, even if I'm in a big truck, if a semi is coming along, somebody gets the lane. Fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enjoy. You gotta like that in life too. And so it's not that I think I'm straight. I'm just confused when why don't you? You're not. Okay, I'll go around you. I guess.
You don't understand how this works? What the hell? Yeah, I would be the other way. I would educate them. I would walk through them.
Yeah. I would lower the shoulder
Yeah, this is what we call a self-correcting error. You will not do this again.
and say, "Weren't you ever taught don't be on the tracks when the train is coming through?"
Damn straight.
Right. In the Army, we call that wall-to-wall counseling. I call it mall-to-mall counseling.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, hey guys, thank you very much for having me. I really do appreciate the time. Can I throw something?
Do we want to bump up the old to the new and have Ryan introduce it?
We could do that.
Oh, are we talking about?
Yes. Let me.
Okay, so.
Go ahead. I just got to pull up a link here.
Okay, I'll plug while you're doing that.
Yeah, and it'll probably.
Oded Truth Records, please check us out. You can find us on Facebook, Oded Truth Records. Look up True School Entertainment LLC. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me. My name is Lion Limbo. You can find me on all social media as Lion126 or Lion126 TSE. Please introduce yourself. I love to interact with people. What else was I going to say? Oh, also, I got a podcast, Lion Like Raw. Let me tell you about the name of this real quick. Everywhere, whenever I talk to somebody and I introduce myself, I go, my name is Lion. Like R. Men and women both do that. I'm also king of the jungle, but yeah, like R.
With the hand.
But you're better. It's better that they do that instead of going Lion. Like,
They said this podcast, my kid goes, you really got to name it Lion Like Raw. And I went, that's kind of good branding as well. So there you go. Lion Like Raw is the podcast, and if you're a gamer, look up KMTP Gaming. We just started streaming our gaming, and so there's all my plugs right there. There you go.
Okay. All right. You want to introduce this song, then?
Yeah. So I did a song not long ago with featuring Daddy O, Sonic, and King Shamik from Twin Heights. The song is called Odad Truth. It's Daddy-O wrote it. I produced everything on it. There's one small little sample in there, and I'm not going to say what it is. You either pick it up or you won't. I can't pick it up. But outside that little tiny sample, everything else on there is me.
If anybody in the posse can pick up the sample, you let us know. You get it right, we'll give you something out of the prize box.
There you go. That sounds like a plan.
It does.
So are you kicking me out, or do I got to listen to it?
That's up to you. Because we're going to throw to a break right afterwards. So. All right. Well, then here is Professor Daddy-O, DJ King Shamik, produced by Lion. It is Odad Truth.
Hit him. Yep. What we talking about? Oh, Dad, Truth. Back with another one. Sid, what's up? Lion, what's up? Let's go. They said shoot my shot. Bullseye on the ops. Aim straight for you, pop. Lick a shot, up drop. Look in the face of the ebony. Being my equal, you could never be. You even think you could step to me. My partner Lion is here with me. We gon' snap if you cross us. Oh, that truth that we bossed up. I'm in the front, Lion in the cut. Two heads better, so we double up. Cream of the crop full of clout. True school, and we're showing out. One time for your mind. We the best you can find. Oh, Dad, Truth. You know what it is. Oh, Dad, Truth. Back with another one. Fran Lover, what's up? Alright, here we go. Never gonna break cause we built tough. Call our bluff, you ain't got enough. Staying on point cause we focus. Oh, you spit fire, we didn't notice. Being the best is what we used to. Beating the rest cause we supposed to. Blue in the face seeing us come around. Punks jump up to get beat down. Doing the most, we see you doing less. Putting out songs every chance we get. Might see a smile, but ain't nothing sweet. I'm on the mic, lying on the beat. One of the best, the independent labels. We deal straight, cards on the table. Oh, Dad, Truth, Slam Jams Records. Full court press, can't nobody check us, punk. Yeah. Oh, Dad, Truth. EDU Hip Hop. True School Entertainment. HKM Entertainment. All of that. For the culture. Classic Hip Hop Independent Label of the Year. Coming for yours. 2020 y'all. 2020 y'all.
And there you go. Oh, you spit fire? We didn't notice.
My favorite line in that whole thing.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
That shit was fire. That shit was absolute fire.
You keep making music, send it us. We'll keep playing it, man.
A much more extended version with a longer intro, but Daddy-O didn't like the long intro, so he edited it down as you know he has the right to do.
Yeah,
and getting
he's the man in
Shamik on
charge.
there was just a blessing. Shamik is such a good.
Yeah.
First interview we ever did for this show was Shamik.
Yeah.
I think Jamie, you were telling me that.
Yeah, it was horrible, but it was.
Did you tell him how you called Shamik out about not knowing the difference between similes and metaphors?
No.
That's amazing.
Because Twin Hype has a song called My Metaphors.
Right.
And like 90% of the song are similes. And it drove me nuts. I'm like, dude, how did you let that happen?
It's really, let's be honest, it's not that far to try.
Yeah.
No.
It's like a putt.
Yes.
All right.
My short game's terrible. They're all the same to me.
All right, thanks for coming, Lion.
Open invitation for you to join us whenever you would like, Lion. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Take care.
See ya.
See, I don't even have to insult him. I just can say, that's a good dude right there.
Yes.
So, I guess we are going to throw to a break now.
We are.
Due to time constraints, we will do our records next week.
Yes.
We'll announce who
We can announce
our
artist of the month.
artist. Huh?
We can announce artist of the month.
Okay. Artist of the month based off of the news from earlier today. Gangsta Boo.
Yes.
So that will be our artist of the month. We will bring you a Gangsta Boo record next week.
We will.
We'll bring you a one and done next week. That older than new is the shit, dude.
And we'll have an old to the new for next week as well.
We will indeed. Artist of the year. Before we take our break.
Yes.
Originally was going to be Pass.
It was.
Based off of the content of news he generated during the course of the year.
He was our show for the whole year. I mean, he was there until we cut him off.
And then your wife was listening to a song.
Which she plays, my wife is a mental health counselor. And she latched onto this song from this artist from his TV show. And it's called the Affirmation Song. And it's basically a 2 live call and response, but for kids about their self-esteem.
Which is a fantastic idea.
It is.
So our artist of the year for 2022, Uncle Snoop.
Yes, the dude did everything.
Snoop Dogg.
He got Death Row Records back.
I was going to say he bought Death Row. He released 5 records.
Yeah, and then Mount Westmore.
Mm-hmm.
The Snoop Loop cereal,
which will be retitled, but I think they should just stick with Snoop Loops and say fuck it.
That's his name. The kids TV show. I mean, what didn't Snoop do this year?
There's very little he didn't do.
Yeah, he did it all.
and still doing it at a high level too.
Yes,
there has been no fall off
his name on stuff saying, "Yep, I'm Snoop. You'll buy this." I
mean, there's a lot of people who would anyway. Snoop on a stoop. Yep.
Mine's still up. I decorated with mine this year. I have to bring him back down here before the wife puts him away.
So that is your artist of the year for 2022. The great Snoop Dogg. Congratulations, Snoop. You get absolutely nothing for it but our admiration and recognition.
Yes, and we'll post it on Twitter.
Yes, we will. So we're going to take our final break.
We are.
We'll come back. I'll read some lyrics, and we'll call it a day.
Sound like a plan.
Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 466. One more huge thank you to Lion Lindwell for joining us today.
Yes.
And there he is.
Yes, that is his gaming stream.
I see. There's a keg thing in there about drinking and the size of people that I'm just not going to get into. So far, I've had a dry January. I will say that.
I have not.
I've been drinking my water and my coffee. But we're going to take our final break, and then shall we bring in 23 with an awful Bill Reed's lyrics?
We should do that.
Only one way to find out. Come right back after this break. And I still got the echo now.
Yeah, that's on you.
That's on me.
I don't have it.
Let me pop out of the room and pop back in and see.
Lion, check your Facebook message. I sent you something you're going to want to check out.
All right, let's see if that worked. I think that's better.
Well, good.
I don't have any more echo.
So it was a you problem.
It was a me problem.
Not a me problem.
Nope. It was a StreamYard problem. Nope.
Yeah,
all right, man.
Let me pull up an drop here real quick.
Yeah, we could do Daddy-O or we could do Shamik.
I know, that's what I'm looking. How about...
Yeah, Lion Like Roar is better because he couldn't spell lion like That
is not the one that I wanted.
Oh, that was a great talk.
Yeah, Lion's a good dude.
Dude, you see Jeremy Renner's in big trouble?
No.
Snowplow ran over his leg. He's in critical condition. Critical but stable condition.
Well, that sucks. That's Hawkeye.
Gail just sent me a picture of Snoop in a TBT Elemental Posse mug.
Yes.
Would that be a scoop of Snoop? Maybe? I don't know.
All Let me make sure I have the burl ready, which I don't. And I know I don't, because I don't even have the link pulled up for myself. Woof, 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 woof.
Yeah, I had them freaking muted before because they were going nuts.
These. All right. All right, you ready to give it a shot?
Sure.
All right, let's try it. I'm going to hit this drop with a shree. Who's your mama?
Hey, yo, it's really good. It's your boy DJ King Shami, Mr. Do It to the Crowd. And right now you're checking out Mr. Throwback Thursday. That's how it really goes down. You know what I mean? Taking you back, baby.
But it starts with Bill.
It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headache. Midol for any cramps.
Most people probably don't listen to the lyrics, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 466. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics. So, will Jamie start the year with something gross, or will he start with something nice? There's only one way to find out. Would you please send it over to the private chat? Now, you can probably tell by my face when I see it.
I hope so.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of what I thought we were going to do. So, all right.
What we're gonna do?
Where am I going on this?
You're gonna have to read from one part and then go back to the top because you're gonna do the verse and the hook.
Okay.
And the hook's only written once.
Okay.
So you can do verse 2.
Of course, based off of the news.
And then go back up and do the hook.
Okie doke.
So with no type of ado.
And the IT department just walked in. It's a good thing she's walking out because Bill Reads Lyrics is happening right. Oh, she just slammed the door. She just slammed the door.
She said, "Nope."
No. Okay. All right then. I guess I'm going.
No type of ado. Sesame Street, Grover Stiley, whether you're
Welcome to 2023. Holy shit.
or
Okay.
further. We will cue the motherfucking piano.
Pussy eating nickelbacks. Big dick nickelbacks. Nickelbacks ain't nothing but nickelbacks. But if they got that check, they can come and take a like. Make this pussy go squirt. Yes. I like a rich ass, freaky ass man. Want this pussy on his mustache ass man. Send you back home. Make your girlfriend mad. Finger fuck me now, you got cum on your hand. You want this dick? Yeah, I want that dick. You want this dick? Yeah, I want that dick. Well, come get it. I'ma get it. Well, come get it. I'ma get it. You want this pussy? Yeah, I want that pussy. You want this pussy? Yeah, I want that pussy. You go get it. I'm finna get it. Well, come hit it. I'ma hit it. Let's fuck. 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 Let's fuck.
Yay.
Pretty direct.
What was the name of that song?
I believe it was Let's Fuck.
I believe you were probably correct there.
By E40 with a special appearance by Gangsta Boo.
Yes.
Your artist of the month. So, My voice. Gail's like, Bill's voice. I didn't know if it was any different or not. That was Bill Reed's lyrics. Quick little Fungible Football League update. We are still in the process of determining who the winner of the great big game at the end of the year is.
I can only play this one time a year, so I have to play this.
Well, wait a second. I thought we were going to do that when we decide who wins, when we determine who the winner is next week.
All right, well, we'll play it next week then.
Okay. See? Lion has now experienced Bill Reed's lyrics live.
Oh man, there are some that you should have been around when we did Shit Pit. I was
you will have to find that one on our YouTube page or whatever and shoot it to him.
Yeah.
Or don't you have a little snippet of that?
I do have on the
Instagram feed or something.
Oh my God. It's right on the right hand side.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was the one where we both broke.
Yes, that was.
First time we ever broke was anal tongue darts. Yes. That's why that made it on the mug. But Shit Pit was bad. So, yeah, I think we should play that one-time thing when we have determined the winner, which we will tell everybody next week. Probably going to be you, the way things are going, but you never know.
Hey, no, you don't.
We'll see. We'll see which quarterback shits the bed tonight. Yep. So, well, good luck anyway.
And
Fresh Flicks. Looking at January 27th, that is to be determined, but that's where we're planning. And in honor of Lion, I'm going to put on my gray hat
and switch from Bill to Phil.
What the hell is Brokeback Thursday? What the blue hell? Look, we friends.
We good friends.
we ain't Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger type friends.
But you can't quit me, so.
No, I can't. See, Nipsey had to dip and return to anal tongue darts. That's enough to make you come back for more. Yes, it is time for Bill to switch to Phil and
take us the fuck home, man.
There we go. The world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. We are an official affiliate of Death Wish Coffee. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or at deathwishcoffee.com. Use the code TBT, save 12% off your order. You can always find them in our mugs as well. So, because that is what we drink when we do this show. Love that mug. Friends of the show, Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Def Rugs. Handmade, high-quality hip-hop themed rugs from the original Rug E Fresh himself, Marshall Fox, and his business partner, the Green-Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon. Go check them out at defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our friend Heather Lent up in Schenectady, New York, is the proprietor of the Bittersweet Candy Company, where she makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and delicious. Check them out on, and we do know the owner. Check them out on Facebook and order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use the code THROWBACK, save 10% off your order. White chocolate with dried cherries and pistachios, I believe, is Gail's order of choice, if I remember. So if you're interested, Gail's never steered us wrong. Go try that. Yeah. And Jamie also likes the chocolate-covered circus peanuts, if I remember correctly. So I might place it. Fish. I might place an order for that. I've had the Swedish fish. I've never had the circus peanuts. So that's what I have to do. Melted Mics. What? MLTDMICS.com. Melted Mics. Our friend Pumice T. Mendola makes hip-hop themed t-shirts that are really, really cool. Go check them out. Mr. Throwback Thursday saves you 10% off your order at meltedmics.com. Finally, Etsy.com/shop/Geek Like You. Oh, did I say pistachios?
I thought so.
I thought I did. Okay. I said dried cherries, and I couldn't remember if I said pistachios. I knew there was a nut in there, which sounds like a Bill Reed's lyric thing. Anyway.
If I had the right bank pulled up.
Etsy.com/shop/Geek Like You, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip-hop and pop culture themed t-shirts and accoutrement and tchotchkes from the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday and his sick, twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. Go check out Etsy.com and search for Geek Like You. Friends of the industry, don't Don't forget our friends. Check out Anthony Imran and Rugboy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast. Our friend Talking Thai on her webpage, BrooklynThaiNYC.com, and the What's the Word podcast. Check out Lion Like Roar.
Yes, he may be back soon.
I was going to say, since we prodded him to continue his podcasting. See, there you go.
Yes, I can do that. I will definitely do that.
Absolutely. Anyway, go check out all of our friends in the industry and the hardest working turntablist in the world right now, DJ B on It's Fresh Radio. Go check him out. Get the Fresh Radio app for your phone, and you can listen to us on that show. We'll give you more details on that. It's shout out time.
Yay.
Shout out to Gail Dunmeyer and Manny Baez and Sarah Henderson and John Henderson and Hugo Gonzalez and Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn Simple Luxuries at teresalynns.com, Clay Arsenault, Jason Eckert, the Shrieking Warrior Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Deshauna Townley, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants Brian Hollenbeck, Rob Jeffroy, Kate Harvey, Mark Merriam, Catherine Liska, and Ken Dwinell. They get mentioned every week because...
Or more.
You want to get your name mentioned every week? Become a patron at the Loonies level, $5 or more, and you'll get your name announced every week. Patreon.com/MRTBT. We mentioned our friends in the industry. Go check them out. DJ B is at It's Fresh Radio. Check out our show every Throwback Thursday from 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern. Stick around for the All Request show on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com and the Fresh Radio app for your phones. You may tweet requests at the All Request show to @RealFreshRadio as well. Wild One Radio, also one of the homes of Mr. Throwback Thursday. We are at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time there, and throughout the weekend, wherever you are, go to wildoneradio.com, and they will tell you when you can hear Mr. Throwback Thursday. Do not forget to subscribe, rate, review, all of that good stuff. Your input helps our output. Thank you all very much for a wonderful 22. Let's hope 23 is our best year ever. We're coming up on our 9th anniversary show.
We are.
Which is crazy. So until then, go find us. Take good care of yourselves. Share the good word. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
And until next time, keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.